Hello everyone, this is AruvaChan, and before I get into today's video, I just want to say if you are enjoying my videos to leave a like, and if you enjoy me, then think about subscribing. I also wanted to invite you guys to my Discord where me and a whole bunch of other members will, we draw and we talk and we have loads of fun. And I'm going to leave the link to there in my description, so feel free to join. But that's not what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk about how I am fat. Oh, I said it. I'm fat. And honestly, I have been fat my entire life. Like ever since I was in fourth grade. I was a fat kid. I've been a fat kid my entire life. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay to be fat. Like, I know a lot of people have like this stigma against fat people, and it's like, oh, don't say you're fat, you're beautiful. And it's like, yeah, I am beautiful, thanks, but I'm also fat. Like, what's the problem? And I'm not saying this because anybody has said anything recently. I just thought it would be a good topic to think about. So, me. I'm 23 years old, and I am fat. I weigh, 200 something pounds. 200 something because I don't really want to get into weights. But 200 and something pounds, and I'm 5'4". So I'm very short. And I'm a short, fat person. Which is fine. Like, I'm cool with being fat. I'm cool with who I am because of years and years and years of being fat. It's no big deal. I don't care. But I have a lot of people say, like, don't you ever want to be thin? Or don't you ever want to, lose weight, make yourself a lot healthier? And it's like, no. Like, I'm already, I'm really good. Like, I haven't exercised recently, but I exercise and, I maintain, like, a good weight. Like, I've been this weight for over 4 years now, and the doctors say that's amazing. Like, it's the best thing to do is to maintain your weight, and I've been doing that, and they're like, you're great. Like, this is perfect. Like, great. I'm healthy. I'm fit. I'm fat. That's good. I'm fine with that. I'm healthy, fit, and fat, and I'm fine with that. And even if I wasn't healthy, fit, those things, I'd still be fine with that because, you know what? I love myself. And the thing about being fat, it's so stigmatized here in America, and I don't know, around the world maybe, where if you are fat, you are ugly, or you're, worthless, or, not worth, other people's love. And I held that kind of idea as I was going through middle school and high school and beginning of college. I held on to that idea of I am fat and I'm ugly and I, am boring and blah 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 blah. Every single thing that made me was not good enough. Like, you don't deserve anybody's love because you're fat. Like, says who? Like, why am I thinking this? I know now that is wrong because everybody deserves my love. If you want my love, you can have it. Have my love. Like, I didn't always used to think this way either. Like, I used to be really sad about being fat, and I definitely think that it's partially, the media's fault, but also it's like society and my mom being like, oh my gosh, I need to lose weight. Like, that was a big thing in my household, is my parents were always trying to lose weight, and I also was, I was fat, so like, they're losing weight, like, shouldn't I be losing weight? So when I was probably 14, I went on my first diet in quotation marks. I did like Atkins, or I did Weight Watchers, and I didn't do it like in a class. I did it at home because my mom had a thing. She was like, yeah, if you eat this and you eat this, and you eat this, like, it'll be fine, because you'll still have, like, however many points left. And I remember I was, like, 180 pounds. Like, I was really hefty. Like, I looked, thick for, a 14-year-old, 16-year-old. Who knows how old was I? I think I was 14 because it was in New Hampshire. But I was a thicker girl. And I was so young. Wow, think about it. It's like 10 years ago now. I was so young to be that fat. So my parents were concerned, and they were like, oh, we also need to be on a diet, so we'll do it with you or whatever. So I dieted when I was 14. I went on a diet. Like some little kid just going on a diet. Like, I'm too fat. Like, I need to go on a diet. Like, no, you don't. You don't need to go on a diet, little kid. You're perfect. But it very much was the mentality of, like, no, you're not. You're really fat. Like, you should probably stop being so fat. And that's a big thing I have with my parents now, is my mom will be like, I'm so fat. Do I look fat in this? I'll be like, do you look fat in that? Like, does it matter if you look fat? You don't like how you look anyway. You don't like how you look, so what's the difference? Like, I don't care for that kind of stuff. Like, I'll play along like, no, you don't look fat, you're fine. Because I look fat in everything because I am fat. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Like, sure, there are things that are unflattering on me, and I won't wear those because it's just like, wow, this looks really bad on me. And it's funny because it's awful looking. And it'll be so goofy that I'll come out of the dressing room, like, it'll, like, half up on my boobs because it doesn't fit. I'm like, how do I look? And everybody will laugh because it obviously doesn't fit. And I don't have a problem with that. Like, I've never been like, oh my god, like, this is so... Actually, that's not true. I have been like that. I've been the kid who... I always get so sad when I go shopping, because when I was a kid, I was fat, and I had to shop in the adult section. And being like a 11-year-old kid having to shop in the teenager/adult section was very sad for me. I was really fat. Like, oh my god. It didn't matter though. Like, it doesn't matter. I was that way because I was that way. Like, I couldn't change that when I was that young. And, like, I was in karate, and I ran around at recess and all of this stuff, but it wasn't enough. I was still fat. I was bulky. And, like, all of this stuff built up. And when I moved away from my friends, I got real sad, and I got real into eating, I think. Like, there's not much to do, so you kind of just eat. And it's not a big deal. Like, looking back now, it's not a big deal. Like, I understand why I went through those things, and why I became fat. And, like, I understand what I had went through, and I understood how, like, my life decisions made me the way I am. And I'm not sad, and I'm not angry, and I'm not... I don't regret anything, because they really did shape who I was. I was the fat kid, but, like, I was also happy after a while. And honestly, when I was in high school, I hated how I looked. I thought I was, like, disgustingly ugly. Like, I had short blonde hair, or, well, it was long at one time, and I was, like, really pudgy, and I didn't like who I was, and I didn't like how I looked. And your mental, like, standard of yourself just keeps going down, 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 and that was what was happening to me. So this is gonna be really funny, but something that helped me with that was Tumblr. Now, Tumblr can be a really, really crazy place. Can be a really bad place to go if you are looking for, sort of opinions. Like, you don't want to ask people their opinions on the internet anyway, but Tumblr was kind of like an amplifier where if you say anything, everything will get blown out of proportion. Most of the time. Sometimes it doesn't, which is good, and I kind of like hid on Tumblr, like I never shared anything, and I never, I still go on Tumblr every once in a while just to like look at pictures. Like, I don't really want to go into drama with people, so I never was like on that part of Tumblr. But yeah, I went on there and I followed a whole bunch of like funny things in the beginning, and I wasn't really sure how it worked, so I was just like, okay, I'll look at this, and like I love cats, so I'm gonna look at cat pictures and blah blah blah. And then I followed a few other people, and they were, people who were kind of like me, like they were my age, and they were, very much on this longer than I had. I had been like on Tumblr longer than I had been, so I don't know, they were like the people who would post every like couple minutes, and I would have new stuff on my feed, and every once in a while they would post something like, you're beautiful, like it doesn't matter like what shape or size you are, and like you gotta believe you're beautiful. And it's like, well, this is stupid, this isn't for me, like that's not who I am. I'm ugly, like I'm really ugly, and I'm stupid, and I'm, I hate how I look, and blah blah blah. And that was just me being like, I don't know, Debbie Downer. I'm quite the Debbie Downer about myself. But I would see them every, couple weeks, and when you see something over and over and over again, you kind of start to like read into it, and it's like, well, everybody else is saying they're really happy about how they look, even though they don't look that great. Like, why can't I be happy? And so I like looked into kind of like body positive imagery, and like I started watching a ton of videos on how to like love yourself, and everything was saying you have to start slow. And they don't mean you gotta say, 3 nice things about yourself every day, because that's for me, that's fast. Like, I don't think anything of myself right now. Like, you want me to think 3 good things about myself? Like, no way. So what I did was, like, I kind of internalized the you have to say nice stuff about yourself every day. But I didn't do that. I didn't say nice stuff about myself every day because I looked in the mirror and I hated what I saw. But every once in a while, every once in a blue moon, I would see myself and I think, well, I'm not that ugly. Like, I'm okay looking today. And that's all it took. That's what started it. That was what started my snowball, is I said, I don't look that bad today. And if I hadn't have said that, if I hadn't have done that, I would still think that I'm super ugly and I hate how I look and I, don't want to be who I am and all of this stuff. It only started with me saying, I don't look that bad today. And I only did it like once every couple weeks. Like once in a very long time would I say, I don't look that bad. And eventually I built up to saying, this outfit looks cute on me, or I look cute in this outfit. And it was a long, slow process. Like, I probably started when I was 16, and I'm 23 now, and I'm still not completely 100% confident with how I look. But it's still a process. Now I don't say that I look, ugly anymore. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm ugly. Like, some days you have bad days, or your camera just doesn't take a good picture of you. Or you can't take good selfies, or you can't take good group pictures. But that's just one day. And you look different every single day. And it's not quite such a big deal the longer you go. Like, I swear, I've been doing this. Every day I look at myself in the mirror, I think, wow, I look really cute today. Or, wow, I really need to take a shower. Like, those kind of things. Like, but I never say, wow, I look really ugly today. Because I've gotten to a point with myself where I really do like how I look. even when I'm fat. That's the biggest thing. I can like how I look and be fat. And I've changed a lot of things. Like, I still don't wear makeup. I don't wear makeup, and I don't do the whole like girly girl thing because that's just not me. But I did dye my hair. And when I dyed my hair, tons of people kind of came up to me and said, wow, you look really pretty with that color hair, and wow, I wish I could do that with my hair, and like, where do you get your beauty supplies and all that kind of stuff? And it opened me up to other people saying, wow, you look pretty. And, you know, I started believing them, and I started saying, wow, thank you. Like, other people can think I look pretty too. Like, it doesn't just have to be me, and I don't always have to believe what they say, but I choose to. I choose to believe that they think I look good and that they think I look pretty, because sometimes you need that reassurance that you do look okay and you do look pretty. And it's not a, you know, a skinny or a fat thing, because I know skinny people can have these kind of issues too. And for me, it was just because I was not what I wanted to be. And that's it's hard for teenagers. Teenagers have it so hard. They don't know how they want to live. They don't know how to act, how to, you know, find their way through life. And I'm still trying to figure things out. But I've gotten so much further than I have ever been. And I'm so much better now that I am actually, you know, a person. Like, I am myself now instead of somebody who hates their body and how they look and like how they treat themselves. I treat myself well, and I love how I look, and I love, you know, getting attention and having people say, oh my gosh, you look so pretty. And I soak all that up now because I didn't have that when I was younger. Like, I didn't love myself, and now I can. And I can say that I've come a long way, and I really, really am happy. I'm really happy about that. And I really hope that if you are listening to this and you're internalizing this, the one thing that you take away is that you don't have to tell yourself that you look beautiful on the first day. You just gotta say anything nice about yourself. Say one thing every couple of weeks, and eventually it'll be every week, and after that it'll be every other day, and eventually it'll be every single day, saying, wow, I look good today, or, you know, I really look cute in this dress. And it doesn't feel like it would be that easy, but it really is. It's like riding a bicycle. Like, you just gotta get out and do it. And you may crash a few times, and you may give up, but that's your decision. And if you decide you're tired for that day and you don't want to compliment yourself, you don't have to, because there's always tomorrow, and there's always the next day. And if you're brave enough to do it once, then you'll be brave enough to do it twice. Alright, that's enough for me from now. I hope you guys have a good day and love yourself. Bye!